What a day on Lake DeGray.
It's midsummer in Arkansas, and that means we've got a heat problem, and that means we've got a humidity problem, and that means our rivers have a no water problem, and our backcountry trails probably have a bug, tick, and underbrush problem. What we don't have is a lake problem, as we are blessed with multiple big acre lakes with clean, clear water and great access. So when the mood strikes on a 115-degree heat index late July weekend, there's not much better way to shoulderness than to work up a rich exfoliating lather that's equal parts trail dirt, sunscreen, and lake water. Join me as I spend an afternoon visiting the DeGray Lake area. We'll start with a maiden voyage to the Iron Mountain Bike Trail system for a run along the lake, and then we take the paddleboard to a state park beach and man up on a windy, open water paddle, eventually laying claim to island property and our own swim hole for the day. Heat problem? What heat problem? Get outdoors and enjoy the shoulderness.
Made it.
Welcome to Iron Mountain on Lake DeGray. This gravel parking lot. And boy, we are in southern Arkansas. Look at all of these pines. Sorry, Richie. Got pines everywhere. Let's check out some trail maps. So, we're south of the lake. I think I definitely want to be on some water, or at least get some good views of the water. Site zone is 4 miles, Joe's Garage is 9, so that's going to be a white zone day. I don't feel like chewing off 9 miles today, so. And Yellow Snow is a little too far. I love the name, but alright, I've already found my white trail. Ooh, I hear a lot of stuff crawling around in this heated brush. Very dry and crinkly. So far from the road, this has been mostly downhill, nothing serious in elevation changes at all. Just expecting a slow and steady uphill on the way back. Might change, I don't know. Forest is relatively open, so it's dense, but the density is a lot of low growth. So it looks like they've managed for fire through here somewhat recently, within the last few years. A lot of the trees that they left standing were pines. So there's a nice pine canopy everywhere. Not a lot of straightaways on this, just kind of winding through forest. Footing is typical Arkansas single track, pretty rocky, a lot of tree roots. Nothing out of the ordinary for what you would get on most Ouachita or Ozark trails. A little bit of an uphill here. There's been a couple of small drainage basins that provide some of the elevation change, and you weave in and around those. So far it's a pretty nicely maintained trail. There's a little bit of kind of growth in around the edges and some grasses and stuff, but definitely nothing major at all. If anything, I probably didn't even need to mention it. A third of the way into the trail, getting my first decent views of the lake. Could see it for a little bit, maybe a quarter or half a mile ago. Now starting to open up a little bit more. Probably really pretty wintertime when the leaves are off. Definitely feels like the Ouachitas. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Waterfront trail property. Ooh, look at that. Really, these trails are pretty nice. Just nice, smooth single track for Arkansas. By smooth, even though it's got rocks, I consider like the base trail at Pinnacle Mountain. It's like just, they purposely left rocks there and a lot of boulders to kind of hurdle over. So if it's not that technical, but there's still plenty of stuff to trip on. Coming up on a junction, got some lake action to the right. So this is actually all the white trail head, or white blazed trail. It's just, this is a pinch point where you can take a right and head straight back to the car pretty much, where you started, or you can take this extension that goes further out on the peninsula, which I think I'm gonna do. It looks like there's lake views out there and I'm feeling okay. So let's keep westward, my son. Low wind. Ooh, man. Something really got against this hillside. Whole nadir season did a number on you. And there's more. Holy moly. I think I found a tornado path. I'm gonna have to do some research into this. It's like it came right up the dang cove. At least 24 trees down, and it looks like they were blown over. I don't think these were purposefully cut down. All the root stumps are hanging up, and I'm not seeing any heavy equipment tracks through here. So there was a little straight line wind action that came up this cove, got at some trees. More Where Am I, Colorado scenery. No, you're not in Colorado, you're not in Lake Tahoe. You're 10 minutes north of Arkadelphia, Arkansas. It's cool. nice flowy downhill along the water. There's more scenes here than I was anticipating. My battery's already down to about 20%. Here's the turnaround on the peninsula. Anyway, battery's down to about 20%. And I haven't even started paddleboarding yet, so I'm going to try and conserve a little bit till the end of this so I can get some shots from the board. Hey, buddy. I think since it's not running away from me right now, it's probably... It's hot, guys. It is warm and muggy. What amazed me the most is that I ain't so hot, the bugs aren't even really out. Normally I'm chased by gnats and mosquitoes all through the woods. Maybe it's because the lake was right there and they'd rather drink fresh DeGray water, lake water, rather than sucking down some sweat on some stinky guy stomping through the woods. I don't blame them. Nature's pretty smart. That was a lot of fun. That exceeded my expectations. I'll definitely be back. But for right now, I'm gonna get out to the lake, out to the middle of it, where it's nice and open and breezy and cool and deep. I'm going swimming with my life vest. I'm gonna cool off and get something to drink. We're out. Beautiful Lake DeGray. Water is clean, clear, relatively cool. Beaches were packed. Didn't want to do a lot of filming at the beaches just because there were so many people. And I don't like the thought of them knowing that I'm filming a bunch of stuff. It is windy, which feels good, but it's also making the paddling a little on the tiresome side. But DeGray is looking to good today. There's a little island out there that I'm pointing my nose towards. It looks like it'll probably take me about 10, maybe 15 minutes to get there, because it's against the wind. It's for a rough water, which is cool. And I'm only paddling on one side because the wind keeps correcting me. So my right side will be pretty worn out by the time I get to this island, which I can't ask for a better day than today. If it's going to be 100 degrees, then it's going to be 100 degrees with a nice breeze and some cool water and a paddle and a cold beer in a minute. Wake. Closer. Starting point, not even a mile to here. If it might not even be half a mile roughly, but in wide open water against the wind and a lot of chop, felt like 2. Let's see if I can find a shallowish spot to anchor up at without any snakeheads poking up next to me. I swear if a snake swam out to this island, it is determined, and I don't want to be on the determined end of that stick. I think this is the winner. Something in there is not happy about me being here. I think I'm bigger than it, but it barks harder than I do. But I got a nice little semi-rocky spot here to throw the anchor out at. Just gotta keep my eye out for whatever the heck that dinosaur is in there. It must be a nest. That I've made. So, like I was saying at the start of this video, one of the best purchases that I've made. You can get a good angle here. Is this anchor, because it allows me to get up to islands like this and have a nice drop to throw the anchor out. And I don't have to shore up my board on the island, because a lot of times islands around here, or shorelines in general, are very rocky and shaly, and I'm always worried about that on an inflatable board. And if you have a fiberglass board, even more so, you don't want your board resting up on that beach and dragging it across a bunch of rock, because it's just going to get torn up. And then also, if you leave it partially in the water so that the fin doesn't get all crunched, like you leave the tail end out in the water to give the fin space, then if a boat goes by, that wake is going to keep shoving your board back and forth up on the shore. So with this little anchor, you shore up 5-10 feet off the shore. Your boat stays out here. You can walk around. You can have a little shelf to eat some food on, drink a beer, lay out on, and then if you want to, just go to shore. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Just tie a good knot. Little commentary on bringing out the Soul paddleboard today. This is the Soul Sumo board. This is a big board. I think it's maybe 12 feet, 36 inches wide. A little bit of a rocker to it in the front, so it's very stable on both choppy water and white water, in rapids for that matter. Board that performs well with a bunch of weight, so if you do have a dog, even a larger dog, if you're doing multi-day adventures and you got a lot of gear, it's just a good board for something like that. Not going to win any speed awards, not really the goal today. Even if you're in choppy water with some wind, a nice big board like this kind of helps smooth some of that out. So highly recommend. Old Josh Sirks, shout out to Paddle Moab, introduced us to Soul paddleboards on one of our guided excursions that we had out on the Colorado River there many years ago. Thanks, Josh. Finally broke down and bought my own Soul, I think a year and a half ago now, and I love it. I use it quite frequently. Time to head to shore. Anchors away.